Does count. They do count.
Did y'all see the slight widening of the eye?
Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula. Good evening, Your Honor, members of the jury, and those of you at home who still think writing in the notes app counts as journaling. Today, we are here to hear the case of dreamers versus documenters, a trial of imagination versus execution, of vision versus precision. Now, dreamers accuse documenters of destruction of property. The amount of monetary damages that we request in relief, $1 gazillion, because the thing that was destroyed was something priceless, vision. Technically a vision board, but hold on. Humanity's been going through it. The dreamers have been plotting a way forward for us all. Scattered all throughout the world in notebooks, napkins, group chats, hard drives, canvases, and yes, chaotic notes apps, our visions for a more lovely world. And if not a more loving world, then perhaps a world so frightening, so vampiristic, that it might just inspire some sinners to be saints. So now, the birthday of the dreamers is naturally January 1st, when everyone is on their New Year's revolution energy. On this particular birthday, dreamers made a vision board. Jury, that vision board was so beautiful. It was a mosaic of pain, of possibility, of hunger, of dancing. The fragments were assembled carefully with glue. It dried at 12:02. But by 12:06, the documenters had come and taken it and ripped it apart. We even have footage of them doing so. See, they would have you believe that history is doomed to repeat itself, that all is war, all is numbers, all is quantifiable, all is monetizable. What do you believe? Will you find for dreamers, visionaries who craft fiction that frees our imagination? Or do you stand with documenters, recording the truths that make us think and the facts that ground our movements? Now, someone passed me 10 years worth of Essence magazine, some scissors and glue. We've got work to do. Somebody cue the intro.
Tea with Sula starts now. Talk to me about Healing While Black. How in the world did that start?
You were there.
I was there, but they weren't.
Healing While Black started in 2016 under previous name of Free Negro University, and started from a space of just very similar to the current political moment that we find ourselves in now in a lot of ways, but I needed an outlet. So started making t-shirts at the craft center. That turned into a number of different projects. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I just knew I wanted it to center Black people, Black queer people, Black trans people, Black gender non-conforming people. And that eventually grew into Healing While Black in 2019. And it grew from there, having 35,000 followers on Instagram, doing trainings with My Brother's Keeper, Human Rights Campaign on the intersection of Blackness and queerness and mental health, receiving grant funding to offer up wellness coaching to some of the younger guys, some of which are Black and queer, and also opening a bookstore and a reading room in West Philly and centering the base of operations there. So It has been near a decade.
Woo!
And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for all of the iterations and incarnations that we've seen. I am very much so a believer that this work is needed now more than ever. So yeah, just locking in, digging in.
Now, one of the themes of this episode is dreamers versus documenters. One way to look at that is, you know, sort of a simple lens, fact versus fiction. But there's a whole lot of other things that can go into this concept of dreaming, especially for Black people, especially in the world we live in today. And also there's a lot to be documented. Which one have you leaned towards on this path of building Healing While Black and opening up the bookstore?
In the same vein of us having this conversation, right? I remember vividly when you were telling me about what this show would look like, what the concept would look like, what you wanted the layouts to look like, who you wanted to bring on. So in that sense, it's a dreaming because you're taking something, you're building something out of nothing in a sense, right? You're taking an idea that's in your head and then doing the work to have it exist on not only the digital space, but like, we're here, we can touch this thing. And in the same vein, that's what Healing While Black was, from just those thoughts, those early conversations to now, to where I just left the shop to come here.
Right.
So always consistently dreaming in that regard, but also documenting not only our collective condition, and as a collective condition, I mean like us as like Black people, but also where are we right now, right? What are we feeling? What are we saying? How are we pushing back and collecting those stories?
Ooh,
you know?
ooh. So when we talk about healing while Black, what's the scope of the healing? Who are we healing? Is it ourselves? Is it our communities? Is it our brothers, our sisters, or is it all of it?
I'll attempt to answer that question by speaking from my own perspective. And I spoke about this on another panel. I built the shop for me and me first. Right? That's what I needed.
Right.
This was something that I felt was important. And I remember how it felt when I didn't have Black books or books by Black queer authors accessible, and I know how much that impacted me. So this was first and foremost for little Josh.
With this idea of dreamers versus documenters, to think about speculative fiction.
Okay.
And more specifically, our favorite beast, Afrofuturism.
Yes.
I was raised in Brooklyn. Tea with Sula was made in Brooklyn. And I am constantly inspired by the people, institutions, and businesses in this borough. That's why I'm excited to partner with Brooklyn Tea for today's tea. Vanilla Rooibos, a smooth and creamy sweet red tea.
I want to take a moment in line with this idea of dreamers versus documenters to think about speculative fiction.
Okay.
And more specifically, our favorite beast, Afrofuturism.
Yes.
Explain to us a little bit what in the world Afrofuturism is, and then tell us how can it be used to reimagine mental health.
So Afrofuturism has been a term, it was coined in 1993 by Mark Berry, but really speaking to Black speculative, the Black sci-fi, usually when folks think of Afrofuturism, they think of Octavia Butler. And I would encourage folks to read Octavia Butler if they have not already. But the one thing that people sometimes misinterpret about Octavia Butler, one, they call her prophet, right? Which is, again, right, it's fascinating because I don't think y'all were listening to Octavia Butler. In certain cases, there's this idea of Octavia Butler being a fatalist and not actually seeing a way out of this current hellscape that we find ourselves in, and that couldn't be further from the truth, right? This was not a call to throw up our hands, or a call to again see what is happening, how we got here, but also knowing that there is a way forward if we are organizing collectively. Watchmen and Black Panther, right, especially in the last decade or so, helps us like reconceptualize ways in which societies can be constructed, right? What if we centered people and their health and their holistic health over profit, right?
What if?
How a concept, right? Like if that's your starting premise, how do you begin to construct a society? How do you construct a neighborhood? How do you construct hospitals? If that's the case, I don't think you can be in a space. I don't think you can. I'm not a civil engineer or city planner, but if you are operating from that particular point,
Right.
you can't have food deserts. You can't have neighborhoods that don't have hospitals, right? You can't have neighborhoods where there's just an absence of trees. If that's your premise, then we work backwards, kind of like backwards design from that particular premise, and say, if this is what we believe and this is what we think can happen, then what needs to happen as a result? It speaks to a world in which Black people are written into the future. And I remember
Wait a minute. Oh. The way you've answered so many of them already.
Hey, you know what this was.
No, but literally.
You know what
Okay. Alrighty. And we're back. I've got a couple quick, easy questions for you.
Okay. Sometimes, why do I feel like it's not gonna be quick or easy?
It truly quick and easy. So, and I also realized, I can't believe I don't already know this about you, but what's your favorite nonfiction book? Do you have a favorite?
Yes. Heavy by Kiese Layman. Yeah, I try to get back to that book at least once a year.
Oh my goodness, and I haven't read it once. Now I need to get into it.
This time.
Okay, favorite fiction. Did y'all see the slight widening of the eyes?
All this to say, I'm not a big fiction reader, you know, and I enjoy it, but I would say the Reginald Hudlin run of Black Panther. Ta-Nehisi Coates' run was great too, but that's how I was introduced to Panther. I would say that, and also graphic novels count.
They do.
They do count.
They do. I
And
wasn't
also,
gonna fight.
Audiobooks count too.
I don't.
Does count. They do count.
They don't count.
They do count.
When's that?
They do count.
What book do you reach for when you're in a moment where you need healing?
Nothing personal. By James Baldwin. Chapter 4.
Ooh. That's earmarked. That's got the bookmark right there. Okay. All right. Now, you're one of my few guests who I've literally known for over 10 years.
Yes.
And you might have been to a birthday or two. You know, I really love letters.
Yes.
And so I am going to write you a letter.
Get out of here.
And you're going to write me a letter.
Okay.
And we'll do a little exchange.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
We got somewhere to be. We got to get you down to Activity Ave.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Right. And ooh, you're going to love this activity so much.
All right. We'll take that.
Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula.
It's so dope. The name of this game is Lit Pick. So I am going to read aloud one of these scenarios, and you are going to pick an author that fits the scenario the best.
Oh.
Yeah. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you sure you're ready?
Of course.
All right. Let us start with number one. Who would you host a podcast with?
Toni Morrison.
Ooh, that's a good one. Why?
I just feel like outside of just like the sheer brilliance, like she would definitely look at folks sideways. There would not be anything said. She would just look at you disapprovingly, and that's the like, okay.
To co-write a book with?
No, when I say co-write, can I just write the intro, or I gotta write the whole?
You co-write, like write it together.
All right, okay. Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Okay. 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 Who would you trust in a zombie apocalypse? I feel like the answer is a little obvious with this one. But...
I mean, yes, and also. Ivy Wells had guns.
Okay.
I know what we're saying. I know Octavia Butler's the obvious answer, but
Right.
also like Ida Wells, like she had it on.
Okay.
She kept it on.
Okay. That's a valid answer. I like strategy. You trying to survive.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yes, indeed.
Who would you have write a love letter for you?
Oh, Langston Hughes.
Okay. Number 5. Who would you have join your book club to add a little spice?
Richard Wright.
That was quick.
Chaotic. Just absolute agent of chaos.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. To bring to a family reunion to impress your mom.
Oh, Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou.
You didn't even look back at the board. You didn't want to see if there was another name?
No, Maya Angelou.
That's a good answer. That is also who I would bring to the barbecue. The family reunion. Yeah.
Like, let's say if all these folks, you know, were, let's just say like it was 2015, right? I'm bringing Maya Angelou to the. You saw Poetic Justice. She was at the barbecue.
She was. You know what?
She was there.
I didn't even clock that scene. Yes.
Right. And also, wasn't she
There's a Tyler Perry movie too.
Yeah, so she would already been there.
She already got the invite.
She already got the invite. So, you know what I mean? I might as well post up on her and Cicely Tyson.
Okay. No, but Cicely Tyson.
On this man.
We're moving on. Okay.
Fine.
To design an Afrofuturist society.
N.K. Jemisin.
Ooh, this one, it's a heavy responsibility. So don't answer too quickly. Because I feel like you've been answering some of these real fast.
I still read, you know.
To write a new constitution for the United States.
Oh. Okay. Honestly, I know this may like throw. I would say Ida Wells.
Really?
Ida Wells.
I can see that.
Like, she was a journalist by trade, right? She did write. She, you know, on top of all the things she wrote, on top after Southern Horrors, like, yeah. If anybody could and should do it, probably Ida Wells.
Okay, that's a good answer. Okay. All right. We've got our last 2 scenarios. Represent you in court.
Is Ian Penny a lawyer by trade?
I don't recall.
Okay.
But his book was about, I feel like it involved a lot of racism in the law. The one that I'm thinking is Stamped.
Yeah.
Stamped Beginning, Stamped from the Beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, even Kennedy.
Okay. And finally, who would you pick to co-host the show with me?
Toni Morrison. That's easy.
That is easy. It is. She's my favorite author, y'all. That's a fact. What's the name of the show? Like, let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. Thank you so much for coming to Activity Ab. It's been an absolute pleasure.
This was great. Okay.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah. I can't believe none of these other people got any bell hooks didn't bring up once. Real and James Baldwin, I'm surprised.
Man, look, you gotta keep them guessing.
Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Tea with Sula. Before we do our usual outro, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge a unique feature in today's episode. That is this piece of work that I created a couple of months ago called When You Are Ready. you can always come home. This particular painting is acrylic, and it depicts me and my younger sister on a hot day in July last year. I really wanted to include this piece for a number of reasons. The first being that the theme of today's episode has been dreamers versus documenters. I absolutely consider myself a dreamer out of the two of us, and I think if I ask her, she'd consider herself the documenter. I could be wrong though, so Christy, when you watch this, let me know what you think. The second reason why I thought this would be an excellent piece to include in today's episode is because of the way that we've reflected on Sula. And Nell and Sula, as characters in this book, their role as dreamers, documenters, sisters, messy human beings. Anyway, that's a little bit about my art. I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Yes, Sula. Yes, Sula. Yes. Both dreamers and documenters have made their case, but I have a confession to make. I took this case on because it's personal, because I've always been a dreamer, someone who writes the vision and makes it plain. Ripping up a vision board is wild to me because vision is how I conceptualize my future. Dreaming is also how spaces like Healing While Black come to life. But if we've learned anything tonight, it's that society thrives on balance. Whether it's N.K. Jemison's books and stories about New Yorkers fighting aliens, or Isabel Wilkerson talking to us about the Great Migration. We are all both dreamers and documenters, fiction and fact, the stories and the storytellers. We build the world twice. Once in our minds, and then again in our hands. Yes. Thank you so much for sipping tea with me tonight on Tea with Sula. Give it up for our guest,
I hope you had as much fun watching this episode as I did creating it. We're just getting started, so make sure to subscribe, like, share, and leave your girl a comment. See you next time. Bye.
Wow, what's up with you? Good. Big dog, you look fly.
All right, next time we gotta get a little.
You right. We finna get a bigger one. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Next time.
Because bigger and better is coming.
Always.
Furniture included.
Always.
I feel you.
If it wasn't even Kenya that was gonna represent me in court, it was gonna be James Baldwin. But I'm like, fair.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, let me go and read your letter.
I didn't finish the letter.
Well, time to finish it now.
All right, fine.
Send this to your friend. Send this to your aunt. Drop this in the church group chat. Why don't you do that, okay? I'll give you a moment. No, I'm right here. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just chilling like a villain.